Plants vs. Zombies is equally a therapeutic and stressful game. For some people, it's a satisfying pastime. For others, it's a constant battle to survive an army of the undead with a handful of sentient plants. Even though it has a cute and cartoony art design, it is still considered a zombie survival game. This is weird when you look at the other games in the genre like Dead Rising and Dying Light. Trust me, it's a weird family photo. Although it did embrace the warfare and violent aspect when they made Garden Warfare 1 and 2 and then Battle for Neighborville, which gave me an idea. Since the game is considered a third-person shooter, then what if there was a game where you played as a planter and you use all of these plants as your arsenal? That thought brings us to the question of this new series: what if Crazy Dave's plants were an arsenal of weapons? This will be the basis of this new series where I turn a handful of the plants into a first-person shooter, gun, weapon, or gadget. This will be an ongoing series for a while, so without further ado, let's get started. First, let's go over a few rules. In each episode, I will look at 3 plants, analyze their basic functions, and then turn them into weapons. The weapon does not have to be a gun. It could be a melee weapon or some kind of gadget if I see fit. I will be using the designs of Plants vs. Zombies 2 as a reference since they have more variety and detail. And I will be going over their functions during the time lapse. So now that the rules have been established, the first step is we need to create a soldier to wield all these weapons. So who else would fit the job other than an offspring of Crazy Dave himself? This is Crazy Finn. Crazy Finn is the son of Crazy Dave, who is trained in garden warfare by his dear old dad. Now, what happened to Crazy Dave? Who knows? But the only important thing is that Finn is now our protector against the undead. I use Crazy Dave's character design as an inspiration since this is his son after all. I gave him the iconic white polo, blue jeans, and the pot on his head. I changed it to like a crock pot thing to show a little uniqueness. I also gave him more of a beaten and damaged look since he is on the front lines. Finally, I gave him a big satchel to hold his inventory of plants that he will be using to battle. Now that we have our soldier, let's get into the plants we will be designing this episode. In this episode, we will be going over the basic 3 plants in all of the games. These are the Peashooter, the Sunflower, and the Walnut. So let's start with the Peashooter. For this design, I chose to make the Peashooter a basic pistol. This is because of how many variants of Peashooters there are in all the games, so we will be able to make multiple kinds of Peashooter firearms, don't you worry. Now, when I was thinking about how I was going to do all of these weapons, I had the dilemma of if I should keep the plant aspect or change it to metal since they were mostly firearms, but I chose to keep them as plants just for authenticity. So what I did was I took the head of the Peashooter and made it the barrel of the pistol, with the leaf in the back acting as the hammer. Then I made the stem of the Peashooter the handle and gave it a branch coming off of it and had it wrap around the barrel as some sort of handguard. Finally, when I was done, I did a few quick sketches of how Crazy Finn would use this pistol. And there you go, the Peashooter pistol. Alright, next is the Sunflower. This one was kinda harder since I couldn't really see it become a weapon, so I decided to give it a healing function. When designing this one, I couldn't really see it becoming any kind of firearm or melee weapon since it only plays a supportive role in the game, so what I decided to do is make it a shoulder-mounted healing tank. It acts as a healing tool for Finn, with the pedals being how many bursts of healing he can use. There's a meter where the eyes are supposed to be that acts as a charge meter. Once it's full, another burst of healing will be available. This is possible as the Sunflower gains power from the sun and turns it into health. And before you say that's unrealistic, this is literally a game where there are sentient watermelons and mushrooms. After I made the design, I sketched how Finn is able to use this tool, the Sunflower shoulder. Alright, 2 down, 1 to go. Now we got the Walnut. Since the Walnut's main function is a shield, it feels fitting that we turn this into a shield as well. This one was definitely the easiest of the 3. I mean, it's meant to be a shield, so this is a no-brainer. The basic design of it might not be 1-to-1, but it's good enough. I didn't add the eyes to it since I didn't add eyes to the other 2, and I made sure I added some cracks to it because in the game, as it's being eaten, it shows a walnut with chunks out of it. For the bracers or handles of the shield, I added some branches that stick into the walnut. After the design, once again, I added how Finn uses the walnut shield. Those are the 3 first Plants vs. Zombies weapons. Overall, I'm happy with the designs of fins and the weapons we made. Tell me what you guys think. Would you add or change anything? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you have suggestions of what plants you want to see in the next episode, then make sure to comment on that too. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out another video I made, I'll put one at the end card. If you want to look at the final images more, I will be posting them on my Instagram, which is in the description, as well as all my other socials, including my webcomic and webtoon. Thank you for watching, and in the meantime, make sure to eat something healthy today.